Alright, timers are counting down. I am prepared. Chat, are you ready? That is the question. Is the chat ready? If the chat's not ready, we can't start.
It's me, Mario!
Toby, of course, requiring the classic controller on the virtual console, Kudo playing on an emulator. I don't have quite enough VC players to make a specific VC bracket. I don't think it's quite required anyways, but I think we only had 2 entrants, maybe 3 entrants in the entire tournament that were playing on VC. So I'm wondering where all the VC players are at. Might need to pull up to the party next time. Kudo's internet apparently exploding. The stream in too high of quality. My apologies. Gotta get CCG to partner. We get to partner, you know, we got those quality options. Easy peasy. Kudo first out of the gate here with that a little bit of emulator early game advantage, but Toby, of course, going to be catching up on the loads, so don't have to worry for Toby here. Is actually in the driver's seat in terms of the console advantage. And going for LBLJ here to start things off. A little bit of a risky move. Not able to get up here into this little out of bounds area, as Kudo just opting to go for the safe, consistent bomb clip route. Not going to mess around. And Toby having to go around again. This is the danger when you're doing the LBLJ route, right? You only got like 25 to 30 seconds max to work with in terms of time save here, so every second we lose is a pretty big deal, and almost bleeding about, I don't know, I would say probably about 20 seconds there, maybe a little bit less, considering we had to watch that classic controller text. Going for the risky backup on the red. Oh my goodness, Toby. Oh my god, Toby, what are you doing? You're playing with my heart here, man. Most risky dive there I've ever seen in my life, but makes it work is Kudo hopping into Whomp's Fortress. What are we going to see come out of him today in terms of the strategies? Will we see Owless? I'm sure we will. But what flavor is it going to be? Oh my god. Okay, Toby getting the stall kick movement cycle. Oh my gosh. Taking a death here in Dark World. That is rough. Kudo, unfortunately, not grabbing that cannonless. Was it a full setup? I didn't quite catch it. Might have been a texture. But either way, going for some sort of quote-unquote consistent setup and not getting it. Not exactly a confidence booster, but missing cannonless isn't a huge deal. Definitely a lot less mistakes coming out from Kudo so far, as Toby is struggling a bit in game number 1. This early game just not really working for him. Chat claiming it's possibly a prank, as Kudo is going to be going for that sock folder setup again and makes it work this time. The confidence might be returning here, as Kudo does have 3 stars. Toby about to collect his first. A bit behind schedule. We should already be out of Dark World, but of course took that death, had some trouble with the LBLJ. Not too surprising to see him in a bit of a precarious position here to start things out, but certainly not over yet. We got a lot of action to go. We got a lot of serious business in the basement. And Kudo having some trouble with Owless. Definitely a little bit of an opening here for Toby. I mean, not a bulletproof Whomps by any means. If Toby can play it, you know, calm, cool, collected in Whomp's Fortress, and make up a lot of time here that he's already lost. Kudo jumping in here to grab the last 2 stars in Whomp's. Going to be, of course, the Whomp King and the Tower Star. 2 of the quote-unquote easier stars in the late stage. I almost called it a kingdom. I had to catch myself there. Being forced to commentate quite a few SMO matches. Hard to find good commentary help nowadays, or quite literally any commentary help. If you guys are interested in the chat room, anybody likes to talk in front of people, you know, hold chat hostages to your voice. Maybe type that exclamation point volunteer in the chat room. I'd love to hear from you. Oh god, not Jason. No, not Jason. Anybody but Jason. Jason, I'm kidding. Don't leave me. What? I'm not looking at Discord, man. The urban arts guy himself joining the commentary booth. That's how you know we're desperate here at CCG. I mean, that's how you know we have really, really good help.
Runners in here, as much as a pre-record, you know, you're like, oh, is it losing a little something? The upside is seeing the runners hanging out and chatting, so I had to come and say hi and wish them both well on their runs here.
Yeah, that's very important, very important. Alright, so CCM here. Kudo going for a pretty safe and consistent strat, not going for the backflip wall kick. It's kind of been the moral of the story here for Kudo, it's just safe and consistent strategies. Chat having a hard time spelling volunteer. It's okay, I get it. I understand. I also struggle with the English language, despite it being my first language, and really only passable language, just to be honest.
Ailman Flo, hey, how's it going? Saren, every time I watch one of these runners do Owless, I assume nobody's ever gonna make it. It's just one of those tricks that looks that way. Side hop too. I'm like, is he gonna make it? I don't know.
Yeah, side hop and Owless are pretty, they're pretty precise. If you get the wrong kind of wall kick, you are pretty much screwed. It's not something you can really like, you know, oh man, I got this terrible wall kick and I'm just gonna fix it. Like, it's just, you're pretty much done. There are like, kind of backups you can do, but basically you have to react instantly. Not really logical or reasonable, as Kudo dipping into Dark World here. Toby already down in the basement, so the deficit of stars is kind of big, but Dark World's a long stage. You gotta do the Bowser toss. And Toby, if he grabs these stars quickly, can be in a pretty good position. Grabbing the pillarless here. Pog.
Even though I know it's not perfect, the overall skill of watching these two players, their movement, like even, you know, it's great. This is some high-level Mario. I'm excited.
We like Mario in this strat. That's very true. Kudo solidly getting through Dark World here. No real big issues. He's on to battle the King Koopa here for the first time. Toby with 7 stars. He needs to grab 2 more to keep that possible lead going almost with the save and quit, which is a little bit weird, champ, considering we are playing on Virtual Console where not saving does not save time. Actually, does it? I feel like somebody told me at one point it saves like some really ridiculously small amount of time, but I don't think it does. I'm not confident enough with that to make that claim.
Sounds like the kind of thing to not worry about unless you're in throws at the same time.
Yeah, we've never seen that. Not once. XD.
Definitely not.
Yeah, it's already like pretty much... Like, you could almost argue it's not even worth it on N64. Like, yeah, it does save like a decent amount when you add it all up, especially in 120, but like... Save and quitting sucks. Like, that's just really awful. Never ever save and quitting sounds like a good time to me, but Toby here, taking it really easy on Elevator Tour, which is totally... I mean, considering how this race started off, like, playing it safe, I get it. I'm feeling it. But Kudo's in the basement now. The stars are all tied up, and Kudo's going to have a little bit easier time with these stars. Doesn't have to go for bully, doesn't have to do anything inside the volcano. Just has to grab 8 red coins in the stage. Doesn't have to do pillarless. We don't have to do triple box jump. So the rest of this basement's going to be much, much easier for Kudo. Alright, so Kudo with the last star to collect here in SSL. Toby having 1 more to collect here in Lava Land, which is Arguably the easiest one, 8 red coins. A little bit of a burn, but not a huge deal. We're pretty much tied up, but as you can see, Kudo just grabbing a slight edge here. Mostly due to the fact, you know, these stars are a bit quicker, they're a bit easier. Toby stars, he has to like enter different areas of the level or kill some enemies, where Kudo's just kind of grabbing the stars that are out in the open.
Yeah, it's honestly hard for me to tell. I mean, Kudo's just barely ahead at this point, or
yeah, just barely. As Toby going for a, I wouldn't say lesser known strat there, but it's kind of like an intermediate between the elevator clip and the triple box jump. It's kind of an interesting strat there. So you can come out in a race.
Make sure Kudo gets the toad star just right. Okay.
Oh, Kudo getting absolutely destroyed by some boulders here. 2 boulders to the left. Not the end of the world. But both players collecting the star at the exact same time, so we have 1 star remaining. Kudo having a bit of a faster star though, so still barely holding on to a lead here, but just barely. As you kind of see those OPVC time saves right there. I mean, they grabbed the star at the exact same time, and look how far ahead Toby is here. Like, that's crazy.
Massive.
You can kind of maybe attribute some of it to like mashing, but like, I don't know, mashing in this game is not too variable. Like, it's, you have very few things you have to do. But Kudo here grabbing the first star, of course having the shorter one, emergency exit. We'll be having some trouble with the rolling rocks, but we are on to the hard part of the run. We got Mips clip, we got BLJs, we got Fire C. Let's not even talk about Sky. That is a tricky level. Oh, and a punch grab from Kudo here.
Is there something special about the punch grab?
Yeah, you don't have to like have the getting up animation from Mario, so it's a little bit faster, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's just kind of like a pog that guy got the thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got the clip quick enough.
Yeah, not going for any glitchy wall kicks on the second door, but very quick through the door. Same thing from Toby. Not doing anything too fancy, just wants to get through the door, wants to get through the levels, wants to beat the game.
Are we gonna have a run come down to BLJs, Saren?
No, that's never happened before. It's not possible.
My apologies. Excuse me.
Also, it's so dangerous as a commentator to say that. Like, we haven't even entered Fire C. Like, Fire C is, in my opinion, probably the scariest of all 3 Bowser stages in 16 star.
Really? I feel like I see people falling on Sky more often than I see Fire C mess ups, but
I don't know. I just feel like way more comfortable with Sky, I guess.
oh my gosh, did the mustache, the legendary mustache, show up in chat?
The legendary mustache. That is one way to refer to Hey Pando. I once heard Hey Pando say that he was going to get a mustache for his mustache, and I'm waiting for the confirmation on that, as Kudo is unable to grab this early cycle here, taking a couple burns early on. On pace for Hellra's cycle here, but not any sort of early cycle, unfortunately. And oh my god, gonna risk it down to the 1 slice of pie. You cannot make any more mistakes, Kudo, as Toby still on pace for that early cycle, but takes a dive, almost getting locked into the sarcophagus there. That was a little bit scary. That is a dangerous game to be playing. You don't want to be near those inverted pyramids in the lava. That is spooky, scary stuff, but both players here messing up the early cycle, getting the normal cycle. And that same small lead is just persisting here for Toby.
Well, at least I was wrong and Fire C gave them both struggle.
I go for baby strats in Sky? What?
I believe you've been called out.
Weird champ. Okay, Toby just missed the Bowser's Fire C throw. That's rough. Kudo gonna be nailing it and grabbing a slight lead here, so the lead shifting just a bit. Really good demonstration of just how awful it is to miss one of these throws. Like, it is not a small time loss. right, so BLJs. It's not quite synced into BLJs, but I mean, it's pretty dang close. Toby, just a little door opening cutscene behind here as Kudo's going to get the first crack at the BLJs, but getting a wonky long jump there. A little bit hard to connect. Does make it the second... I say that, though, so that is that's something. Kudo getting up. First wave of BLJs, very solid stuff. Toby having to clap back here. Unable to really make it work so far. Kudo connecting again. And no one to back up. I love to see it. There's too many times in this tournament that I've seen players get stuck there with too much speed and they don't know what to do, and they just kind of like, I don't know, I've even seen people turn around and go back down the staircase. Oh, Kudo. Okay. That's a strange death. It's not one you see every day.
At least it was at the beginning of the level?
Yeah,
like
definitely. Dying at the beginning of the level. Solid. Good strategy. Consistent. Definitely better than dying later, though, yeah. We go for this triple jump dive. The amp there to meet him, giving him a little bit of a hug. See if Toby's able to make this triple jump dive. It's not the, you know, hardest trick of the world, but I mean, basically anybody can mess it up at any time. Like, you can be watching, like, some world record pace 16 star, and they're doing the craziest strats, and they just mess up that triple jump dive, and it's like, alright, well, that's the run. Kudo here. Okay, really far forward on that triple jump wall kick, but makes it work standing. Toby doing the same strat. And we're going to be pretty much synced into throws here. This is going to be extremely close.
Alright, chat. Who's going to hit their throws? Let's go.
Kind of a huge deal. Oh, first throw a little bit limp for Kudo. Toby with the solid first toss. Gonna make things work here. Can he get 3 for 3? And oh my god, Kudo, no. Kudo, no. Kudo, why? Oh no. Oh, that's a soul-crushing way to lose a race right there.
Oh, that was... But let's give Toby props for hitting it at the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I mean, Toby having really clean throws, it probably wouldn't have mattered either way, but that is a rough ending for our friend Kudo, who has missed yet another throw here, but at this point, you know, let's wrap it up, get into the next game, call it good.
I gotta wonder, like, the mental... Kudo had such a solid run up until this. I mean, I know... It's a pre-record, but I'm imagining Kudo doing these runs, and I'm really hoping that he's going to bounce back, because his play up until, you know, Sky and Bowser throws, was, you know... Anyways, I'm excited for Race 2. I think Kudo still's got it in him. So, bounce back. Let's go.
The reverse 2-0? Maybe. Could it happen? This is do or die time. There's no more do-overs.
Anything could happen. All right. I do have to, unfortunately, I have things to go run and do, just like all of our other co-casters, Saren. But thank you for having me stop by. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, Jason. Have a good one.
Yeah, and I don't know. Is it worth teasing the audience that we're going to be doing some fun stuff this month, like some showcases, and or is that all hush hush?
You can definitely plug the campaign that UA is doing. That would be very poggers and very epic, I think.
Awesome. Well, cool, Cat Gang. I'm not on here often to chat with you, so just let me say that we are doing a fundraiser this spring to refurbish our student media lab with 20 new headsets, drawing tablets, and laptops for our students. And I'm very pleased that Cool Cat Gang is going to be helping support us. So Saren and folks are planning some fun stuff. So hopefully we can put on a show and we'll get some donations going. So keep your eye out for, you know, Discord, Twitter. Saren's good at promoting all that stuff, but it should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to having fun with you all, and you know, good luck, GG, good luck to the runners for match 2 and 3.
Epic.
All right, we'll see. I'm sad. I'm probably gonna miss Man Mud Slippery Nip later too. That's quite a match.
Tragic. Thank you for joining us, Jason. Fantastic sponsor rep. Very cool. Very epic. As Toby getting an absolute insane god match there to make it into LBLJ. Had to get stuck in the jail there, but did make it on out. Always good to see players knowing their backups, knowing how to make that work. Because it can be pretty rough. I mean, you get stuck back there, it's not a good time. Toby here making his way through Dark World as Kudo is on into Womp's Fortress. See how he handles this time. Had a little bit of issues with the Cannonless and the Owless last time. We'll see if he's able to clean those up as Toby manages to avoid death here at the end. Okay, I shouldn't have said anything because now he's scared me. Kudo not grabbing this Owless, unfortunately. Just taking a bit of damage. Going over the top is terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna get out of here with what, like a 310, 315. Not a bad Dark World time in a race, especially considering we missed LBLJ. Like, this is pretty solid. Not even as bad as I thought, a 305. Pretty good time to exit Dark World in any no reset scenario. He's making his way over to Womps now, as Kudo has collected the difficult stars in Womps, now onto the quote-unquote easy ones. Although we have seen some runners have issues even with Wild Blue. It does happen. Even the most seasoned runners can mess up Wild Blue. I'm serious. It's real. If you don't believe me, you probably don't play this game, or you're lying to yourself. One of the two. Which I get it. Sometimes you gotta lie to yourself. Toby going for the C down Cannonless. A little bit terrifying. Okay, into the Mario cam. Alright. Can't say I agree with the methodology, but we have grabbed the star on the wall, and that's what counts. Kudo with a pretty solid Womp there. Taking out the King Womp. Just wanted to mind his own business, but Mario, he's got other plans. Got a princess to save. Matt died on Wild Blue and got his first sub 16. That's the most cursed sentence I've ever read in my life, but also the most based? I'm not sure. Somehow both. Toby heading down here into the basement as Kudo's going to be having to collect some stars here in CCM and in, of course, Dark World right afterwards. You need that key to get in the basement. It'll be interesting to see, can Toby keep this run going? Because this is a pretty solid run so far, right? We didn't really have any huge hiccups in Womps. The Dark World is pretty solid. But there's a pillarless fail there, which can be a pretty bad sign. If we get one or two more of those, it can get really messy. And going for this bird backup, but not really quite in the right spot here. Oh no, and I'm not sure what we were trying to do there, but we are dead. We are in the quicksand, and there is no recovering from that. Toby, taking a death in SSL, that's not a good way to start things out. Basement, a little bit trickier than upstairs. Kudo sliding on his booty there to deliver the baby penguin, as Toby does grab the big bomb this time. Gonna make it over the gap. But at what cost? Looks like we should be getting through the rest of SSL relatively unscathed. Kudo sitting at 8 stars here, starting up Dark World. It's not looking super great for Toby, right? The lead from LBLJ really isn't there. We lost a little bit too much time with that death in SSL. And I would imagine that things aren't going to be super in his favor here. Might be a little bit tied, but certainly not going to be a big lead for Toby here that you'd like to see, considering the decent LBLJ segment that we had. It wasn't like perfect, it wasn't amazing. But we got into Dark World relatively easily and got through the level. And that's kind of like the big hurdle of LBLJ, right? Just these other stars are giving him a little bit of trouble. Oh my god, Kudo just barely saving that. Getting a little bit of Tony Hawk action there, that was terrifying. Almost absolutely throwing away the potential tie here. That would have definitely put him behind. But it looks like Toby actually going to be a little bit in the lead here, because Kudo is going to have to do this boss fight and then make his way downstairs. Toby just having to grab 1 star to tie it up. Worth considering those faster stars in the basement for Kudo, but... Ooh, okay. I'd say we're about even right now. Toby with a slight advantage. Has to be good on this volcano star though. Can't take a death. For the Mario cam. And the big leap into the star. Toby leaders in the chat room. Where are the Kudo believers? Oh, trying to do the ground pound off the edge, but unable to do so. The bully fighting back pretty admirably. Kudo getting started on these basement stars here. A little bit of sloppy movement to start out the Talon star, but nothing critical, nothing huge, no deaths yet, which is nice. He needs to keep it fairly clean if he wants to bring it back here, because he is down 1 match. He needs to reverse 2-0. There's no other option. Loser of this match does get knocked out of the tournament. We're down to like, what, 3 more races after this? No, 4 more races after this. Race series, that is, in the emulator division. They'll be first to enter HMC here. Even star count. We'll see how... Can't really call it triple box jump, but Swimming Beast in the Cavern goes, I suppose, for Toby. So Toby with a very, very slight lead here in the basement. As we've been sort of alluding to for the last 5 or so minutes. Pretty solid 1-star lead, so we'll see how the end game goes. Toby with the lead, but needs to keep things together. Had a pretty good end game last match. We saw Kudo dying in Sky and missing a lot of throws, dying in the Bowser fight, so gonna be up to Kudo to clean up his end game and hope for some mess-ups from Toby, but Toby just playing pretty solidly. I mean, we had that death in Pillarless, but everything else is looking pretty good. Chat with the prages for the best of 3. You'd love to see it. Very welcome, Jay Waterman. I'm excited to put on more Mario tournaments in the future. Various other tournaments as well. Got some things cooking in the back room. Got a lot of variety stuff coming up. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from the mega tournament organization for like, I don't know, a month or so. But we're gonna have plenty of interesting showcases and stuff like that. So if you like other games, not just Mario, if you have Mario fever, I'm a little bit feeling sorry for you. I'll try to mix in some Mario, but trying to build up some variety content on the channel. You know, you're going to be grabbing this rabbit. A little bit of a wonky angle, but luckily knows his backup's going to be grabbing that rabbit with the slight angle change there in the door frame. Really liking the backup knowledge from both of these runners. Really hard to make it this deep into any 16-star tournament without knowing your backups, and both these guys proven that they know their stuff here. Some tease for some 16 league. One step at a time. I did have the question whether or not people wanted to do a 16 league, because I've been told that nobody wants to participate in a weekly league format anymore, but people seem to want it, so I could see it returning. It's just a matter of getting enough people to make it happen. Because I am only one person. Running a 16, 70, and 120 tournament plus other tournaments every year is already a lot. But yeah, Toby making it through Fire Sea here. Looking pretty hot so far. A little bit of interesting movement up the elevator shaft there, but I think we're still possible for the early cycle. Needs to go really fast though on these elevators and takes a spill through the hole there. Unfortunate. Gonna have to wait for this cycle, and could give Kudo a little bit of time to catch up here. Looking pretty solid on the side of Kudo so far. Gets a ledge grab though. That probably is gonna kill it. Not the fastest acceleration from standing either. I don't think an early cycle is gonna happen here. Yeah, definitely not anymore. So Toby dodging a bullet there. So no missed Bowser toss from Toby this time, and Kudo playing in a little bit of a scary position. We're getting to the end game. Toby not making too many major mistakes, and needs to get one if Kudo wants a chance to come back here. Kudo fans in the chat, maybe Kudo himself even throwing some prages in there. It's looking grim. Game 3 is not looking like it's gonna potentially happen here, but we got BLJs coming up. Kind of a big deal. Bowser in the Sky, not an easy stage. We saw Toby kind of make quick work of it last match, but can he do it twice in a row? Alright, first BLJ's not good for Toby. Kudo in hot pursuit. Into the door cutscene now. Toby's got to make this work. We're running out of attempt time, really. I mean, Kudo's right in his rearview mirror now, like really, literally there. Potentially about to pass him right here. Can he get the connection? Yes, he can. Into the door. Kudo with one more staircase to go. Will he be able to bring this one back? You're a little bit hung up on the second staircase there, but making it up pretty solidly. Let's see what Kudo can make happen in the sky. Pretty solid entry time there. Definitely on 17 pace here. Oh, but another death at the beginning of Sky. Kudo, what is you doing? How does that happen twice? It was a slightly different spot, but pretty much the same concept. Kudo absolutely throwing the game here. That was just rough. I mean, you barely ever see that. Toby, though, having issues with the triple jump dive. Can't quite get the right hangulations. Makes it up. The amps are not getting involved. Kudo versus Toby in Sky. This is about as close as it can get. Will the triple jump wall kick be nice? But Toby falling even before that happens. Absolutely bonkers Sky race right now. Can we see Kudo get this triple jump wall kick? The standing left side. One miss. Can we get the second? No, we cannot. Toby with a chance to take the lead here, but misses himself. All of them are missing. They can't get this trick. Okay, Toby. Oh, taking a spill. Can't get the ledge grab. Too much momentum. And Kudo, gotta be first in the pipe here, barring any sort of Goomba interference. Alright, Kudo. The home stretch, the 2-0 is possible. At least a game 3 on the table. Needs to hit these throws, though. Had an absolutely disastrous Bowser 3 fight, but Toby giving him plenty of time here. Could even potentially die in the fight and still take the W. Throw 1 is good. Can he get 2 more? Toby struggling to make any sense of Sky right now as Kudo grabs his second toss. One more throw. Gonna bring us to a game 3 and keep Kudo's tournament dreams alive. And that is it. A third match is on the agenda. I'm hyped. Close things out with a 17:38. Very solid race time. Had some hiccups here or there, but pretty much keeping it, you know, in a reasonable scenario. Not really, you know, throwing too hard anywhere. Is what you like to see. The back-to-back Sky deaths early on is rough, though. That's something that's definitely concerning. Yeah, chat, pinning it accurately. We got the game 3 on the horizon. And it's winner take all. There's no more do-overs. We do best of 3 and 16 star because there's so many big things that can go wrong. You don't want to have a situation where someone messes up one trick and they lose the whole race to get knocked out of the tournament. So we do best of 3 for that reason, but now all that's off the table. You know, you've had your chance of 2-0. Both players failing at that, so it comes down to game number 3. Toby finishing things off with an 18:36. Both pretty solid race times, right? Pretty respectable. But it's pretty easy to call out those pretty major mistakes that can save them a lot of time in the next one. We'll see if they're able to do it. I'm pumped.
It's me, Mario.
Alright, looks like both racers getting set up for game number 3 here. Hopefully I'm not getting trolled. Okay, good. We're not getting trolled. Sometimes when I'm panning through a VOD like that, I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes the racers aren't actually resetting and they're sitting there for like 5 minutes. Which is totally fine, it's just I never know what's going on. But either way, game 3 here, Kudo versus Toby. Winner goes on to the semifinals in the lower bracket. Loser goes home. Also worth noting the winner is in the prize money, right? So top 4 in the tournament do get a prize payout. It's kind of a big deal. Kind of hugely. A lot on the line right now. Prize pool, of course, being sponsored by our wonderful partner, Urban Arts. Fantastic charity organization that sets up students to go to some college prep courses. Gives them lots of knowledge they need to succeed in the game design world, as well as other tech-related industries. If you want to check them out, type !UA in the chat. I'm sure we'll have Jason on sometime in an actual scheduled segment to share lots and lots of interesting information with us. But for now, we've got Mario. 2 Marios, 2 plumbers. And Kudo's sticking to his no LBLJ guns, which is, it's interesting to see, you know, the 2 different mentalities. You have this opportunity to just completely just kind of mollywop your opponent, come in, take the LBLJ, take all the harder strats, just kind of flex on him and be like, nah, you just can't win. But so far hasn't worked out for Toby, and getting a little bit of a wonky angle there. Not enough speed either, it looked like. So Toby not starting out on the hottest note here, but does have a decent amount of ability here, and is behind the wall, is into Dark World. Not a huge deal. Still able to save some time in the routing. Kudo pulling up to Womp's Fortress here, as Toby taking a bit of an amp there. Not the end of the world, though. Making a pretty solid cycle in Dark World. No death. Taking the ledge grab there. I like to see that. It's very, very tempting to try to get some sort of a kick. You know, to just get straight into the double jump. No funny business. No ledge grab and having to get up from the ledge and all that nonsense. But can be really risky, right? Because if you accidentally have enough speed and you get a dive, you're dead. So, good decision there from Toby. Kudo's PB is 1629. That is very epic and based. Thank you for the update. Very hard to keep these PBs up to date. Kudo's just having a lot of trouble with this Owlus. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello, Radex. How's it going? Oh, I just ignored Kai. I feel bad now. Kai said hi first. Hi, Kai. This is a chatting stream now. We're just gonna chat with chat. I know there's a hype playoff match going on. Winner take all. Loser goes home, but I think we just gotta spend some time with the chat. I think it's more important. What's everybody in chat doing? Solid canonless there from Toby. And it's looking a little bit scary for Kudo, right? Because Toby's already got the Dark World key and is not too far behind in stars. Kudo's got to do these longer stars here. You know, heading down to the basement, you think of all these faster stars for no LBLJ, but upstairs, you got to do Womp King, you got to do top of the tower, you got to go over to CCM, do some extra castle movement. You know, they're not the fastest stars in the world. You got to talk to a penguin. Who wants to do that? Yeah, we got a $500 prize pool for this emulator tournament. Winner of this match gonna be guaranteed at least $50. So that's kind of a big deal. Kind of a huge deal. Obviously, aiming a little bit higher, wanting to knock out either Zilkan, Sunnard, or... Okay, we're good. I got super scared. I looked over in my Twitch stream that I'm monitoring the stream with paused and said, yeah, okay, we're good. Whew. Had so many internet cuts in this tournament, I'm just like prepared for the worst. Anytime any lag happens, I'm like, the internet's gone forever. The prize pool is $500 US. Fourth place gets $50. You can see the whole breakdown of the prize distribution on the bracket page if you want. Oh, Kudo having a little bit of trouble with the wall kicks, but Toby slapping and sliding on his belly. That is not a situation you want to be in. Going backwards on your stomach is terrifying. You don't have much control of Mario. You can very easily just roll out into that quicksand, but avoiding that and also avoiding the bird, which is not exactly what we're looking for, but Does find Klepto eventually. Kudo opting to go for the Penguin here. Really the only star he could really sanely go for. Could I guess go for Slide Star, but if you're skipping Penguin Star and 16 Star, what are you doing? Alright, so Kudo, with 8 stars, needs to make it through Dark World. We'll have 9 at the end of it. So, the star count, you know, a little bit misleading right now. We're not going to be starless throughout this Dark World, but Toby with a chance to catch a little bit of a lead here if he keeps playing pretty decently. Has some issues in SSL so far, but is grabbing the bomb this time. Oh my god, okay. Kudo scared me with the red coin backup, but does grab it. That backup scares me more than anything else, I think, in this video game. Not really getting a backup cycle here, but, you know, we're making it through. We're not dead. The key element to success in speedrun racing is not dying, and Kudo is sticking to that right now. It's making it happen. A little bit terrifying with the elevator movement here, but we're good. We're through. Opting not to go for the stall kick there either. Again, I like that. And I'd honestly possibly be putting Kudo at a slight advantage here. Considering the star differences in the basement. And the fact that, you know, once we get down there, the count's going to be pretty much the same. Toby's not going to be able to grab a whole nother star, I don't think, by the time we get down there. Maybe I'll be wrong, but... see what happens. Oh, that's not going to hit, though. Okay. Maybe we'll grab another star. But probably about the same difference as last match. Toby just a very, very slight lead. If nothing else, we're getting some really close matches today from both these racers. Is Kudo going for the dab? You love to see that. Dabbing on the haters. Dabbing on his opponent. Surely you can't lose when you busted out the dab in a race, right? Haven't mentioned it enough during this series. Make sure to support the racers. Exclamation point racers in the chat always brings up the racers. Unless the mods or the restreamer is being incredibly lazy, which is quite possible. But yeah, always check them out. Give them the support they need. A lot of these players in these tournaments don't get quite enough support. Really easy to kind of fly under the radar in these communities with a pretty solid time. And both these players have that solid time. Use some solid support to go along with it. Also remember to support the chatters. The chatters coming out in force today. We'd love to see that.
Here we go.
But Toby, overall the real big hurdle stars now. Last one right here, but seems to be pretty consistent with this triple jump wall kick strat. Making it work. Easy peasy. As an epic comment to read. Always finding cool SM64 players here on the Cool Cat Gang channel. Very true. Very true. MU runners are complete cheating. Bam Flow busted out the based comment and then followed it up with the cringe comment. You love to see it. Wii U VC is greater than Wii VC. Yikes. I'm a staunch Nintendo Switch Online defender. If you're not paying for a subscription service to speedrun, are you really speedrunning? Let's be honest. Let's be real. Maybe we'll get enough runners someday that we can run a PSP emulation or Android emulation division. I'm looking forward to it. But Toby looking forward to the end game here as he has wrapped up with a pretty solid time, a low 11 out of what's it called? HMC. Pretty good time. Like this is like if you're a god gamer you get a 15 pace coming out of this. Obviously not an easy 15 pace, but definitely 15able. $16 on 3D All-Stars, yep. My favorite platform, by far. Toby here with a pretty solid MIPS. Oh, and Kudo punching the door. You hate to see that, and not grabbing the rabbit at the same time. That's rough, but backs it up nicely. Not getting thrown off too much by it, but Toby with a pretty solid lead here, entering Fire Sea. The doors could be closing around Kudo right now, unless he's able to bring things back. And it's kind of up to Toby to make a mistake. Again, it's kind of the same situation as last game, but look, I mean, those mistakes came through in the end, and Kudo, although not playing super clean throughout the rest of the race, did manage to play slightly cleaner and take home the W, so we'll see how this Fire Sea goes. Toby not looking like we're going to get early cycle here. Trying his best, but that's just not quite enough time, unfortunately. No early cycle for Toby. Can Kudo grab the first early cycle? Let's see him do it. I want to see him do it. I want to see him grab an early cycle, save some time, make this a little bit closer going into BLJs. But regardless, Toby pretty much guaranteed to make it into BLJs sooner. Unless we see like 3 missed Bowser 2 tosses, which would be probably the saddest thing I've ever seen in a race. So Toby, you can miss once, just don't miss more than that. Alright. 0. Perfect. Kudo unable to match that early cycle I was requesting. I understand. I understand. It's a hard strat. I'll let it slide. Toby busting out the strat in the chat of completely trash-talking themselves, the SM64 runner classic. We're into BLJs here. Will BLJs be nice to Toby? Oh. Oh, rough. Catching a little bit there on the first wave, but unable to make it all the way through. And another dab from Kudo. Kudo is just dabbing on the haters. Might be behind, but I mean, this dude is busting out the dabs, and I think that is potentially what's gonna bring him to victory here, as they seem to be blinding Toby. Toby is unable to grab these BLJs, and look at all this time that Kudo is making up suddenly. The BLJ's just not working out, unfortunately, for our friend Toby. And just like that, we are literally tied. Kudo possibly in the lead with an instant connection on the BLJs. This guy's a madman. This guy is just too good at BLJs. Cannot be stopped. His booty is just magnetized to the staircase. But Toby does finally make it through. Apparently waiting for his friend to catch up. I don't know if that's the strategy I would go for. Kudo, though, making it up the endless staircase first. Toby with some pretty big shoes to fill. Can't dilly-dally too much on the staircase, but it is looking like he's going to a little bit. The angles are a little bit wonky. Kudo, can he make it past the S? Okay, the S block not being too big of an issue for Kudo. You see him die there twice so far in the races, so luckily managing to make it past that. But Kudo in the driver's seat now, able to lock this one down. The reverse 2-0 could happen. Looking pretty solid here in Sky. Going for the left side standing again, I would imagine. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought we were going for... Really interesting. I thought at first this was an accident, but it looks like Kudo skips the ledge grab for standing triple jump wall kick, which is a little bit bizarre to me, but seems to be working out for him. And I gotta say, I like it more than the punch setup. So it's got that going for it, but he is into the pipe first. Toby gets that triple jump wall kick, but immediately falling off. That's gotta be a frustrating mistake. Three Bowser tosses separate our gamer Kudo. The shortest toss I've ever seen hit a bomb there, but makes it work. Two more, and Kudo is going to be locking down this series and moving on in the playoffs. One more toss. Toby into the pipe now, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. Kudo missing a throw. How many more will Kudo miss? Or will he close it out here? Needs to do it and does. Kudo is moving on to the losers bracket semifinals, knocking Toby out of the tournament. Absolutely massive comebacks in game 2 and 3. Toby just unable to make those BLJs work, unfortunately. Given the opening Kudo needed to make it happen. Finishing things off with the 1746. Very solid race time once again. Toby getting another 18 here in the third race of the day, but just not quite enough. Very beautiful stuff. Good way to start off the day of Mario here. Always good to have a 3-game match that matters come down to the wire all the way to throws. Typically, we can't get players in for interviews during pre-records, but of course, I see both players in the chat room, so if you do want to hop in for an interview, do just jump into the waiting room. We can chat about it, talk about your experience in the tournament, all that stuff. Or, you could just avoid me, that's fine. I get it. I understand. Yeah, Kudo fans in the chat probably be rejoicing at 70-20 ratio on the points. A lot of points going to the Kudo supporters. Oh, sad. We don't get the credits. Tragic. Hold on, I can make this happen. I believe.
Here we go!
Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake.
Alright, it never happened. The song is a heater.
Mario.
Definitely the best song in the entire game. But yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. We do have a absolute heater matchup coming up. It's pretty hard to understate how big of a deal this next upcoming match is. Over in the N64 division, we've got Slippery Nip, we've got Man Mud, two of the hottest 16-star racers on the planet. Shooting for that spot. I mean, this is already in the losers bracket semis. So these guys are already in the money, but of course wanting to stay alive, wanting to make it to the finals. There's even more money in the N64 pot. There's $1,500, so these dudes are going to be playing for their lives right now. Definitely don't want to miss it. And I don't think we're going to get any interviews coming into the booth, so we will just go ahead and move on. Might as well take a little bit of a look here at the brackets. Get those updated really quick. So we've got, okay, I of course went to the N64 bracket first because I'm an idiot, but like I said before, we got Man Mud and Slippery Net playing down in the losers round 3. Gonna be trying to get into the losers finals, but Sweetie and Benji, dude, those guys are going head to head on Sunday. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. I'm excited for it. That's gonna be a nuts matchup. Gonna be at 6 p.m. on Sunday. You won't want to miss that. We're getting down to the wire here. Every match is just so much more important than the last ones were. Like, obviously every match counts, but now we're like really there, right? Every match is, there's some money on the line. There's some honor on the line. You can't come into the match and be like, ah, whatever. Like, it matters. It matters. You pull up to play and, you know, you're going to be having a good time. You forget about the race, you sleep in. I mean, you might be throwing away some extra dollars. You might be throwing away a little bit of boosted community respect. You know, the Cool Cat Gang 16 Star Open Victor title is kind of a big deal, kind of huge. And dipping over to the MU bracket, of course, we got Finny versus Zilkan, which is happening, I believe, tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be happening tomorrow at 4, Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. You better be there. You're going to be missing out if you're not. Have Kudo versus Sunnerd right after that. So if you are a fan of that Mario 16-star action, be here. I sadly won't be here. They're like the only races that I've ever missed on CCG, but I actually will not be at my computer, sadly, so I will miss those. But you better not. You better not miss them. Don't make the same mistake I am. But yeah, guys, we are going to go to a little bit of a break while we get set up for Slippery Net versus Man Mud. So everybody, don't go anywhere. Grab a snack. But don't take a nap. We don't got time for that. We only got about 20 minutes at the maximum. We'll be back with more 16-star open action. Stay tuned.